Hey everybody, it's Brooks Forster with Broadcast Beat. We're over here in the Sony booth at the 2016 AES convention. I'm with Andy. Andy, Sony does a lot. You guys do a lot of different and amazing products. We're geared specifically towards what in this booth?
What we're really showing here is a product line of wireless microphones. We've been making wireless, many people don't know, since about 1960. Sony actually
got in on early.
Early. As a matter of fact, many people really don't know that Sony started out as a pro audio company back in 1950.
I didn't.
Our very first product was a reel-to-reel tape recorder after a failed prototype electric rice cooker. But our very first chippable product was a reel-to-reel tape recorder. And of course, that tape recorder needed an input device, so there was a microphone. So we've been making microphones since 1950, and our first wireless in 1960. So every generation we've gotten much, much better. We've added features that are quite honestly taken for granted in just about everybody's wireless these days. But at this show, what we're focusing on is our two main wireless product lines. One is called UWP-D series, which is a analog wireless with onboard DSP processing, so we can absolutely maximize the quality of the audio signal and maintain as much of the sonic integrity and the transient response of the signal. And we've got new models in that line that are geared to broadcast, to slot in architecture, to our shoulder cams, as well as to smaller two-channel cameras in our, what kind of you would think of as more kind of DI style cameras. But we also have our full digital system.
Yeah, let's walk through that. What's on the digital system?
Well, the digital system is really kind of unique because it is sonically equivalent to plugging in a microphone with a cable. It is that clean. And we literally send packetized digital data out of a transmitter back to a slot-in receiver that may sit in the back of a camera or into rack receivers, into a whole different lot of configurations for different applications.
And this is a good system for any broadcasting that's small to medium, correct?
Small to medium, studio work, live TV production, sound, movie production, all sorts of things like that. But traditionally, we have a very large amount of business, you can imagine, in broadcast shoulder cams for ENG and some EFP. And our cameras have a slot in the back where our receivers literally just slot right in and they make a direct digital connection. But if you think about it, because this is a true digital transmission scheme, once the analog microphone goes into the transmitter, the signal becomes digital. We then send packetized digital data over traditional frequencies, and it shows up, it's still digital, at the receiver, at the camera. There, the AES audio, still pure and digital, gets added to the video signal, becomes part. It then goes through video post-production editing, and it literally can get transmitted to the home, still in digital domain. And the only time it ever goes back to the analog domain is at the home TV speaker, where there's one final D to A conversion. So one A to D, and then way at the home, one D to A. So we hold on to every little bit of audio quality possible. However, our engineers did not stop there. This is what I've always liked about working for Sony is our engineers.
And can you put this in more layman's terms?
It is.
Yeah.
So if you're a one-man band, you're a shooter, and your job is to do not only video, but to do audio. And I'm talent, and I've got my body pack all wired up, and my lav is all dressed under my clothing. And now you go, uh-oh, I got to change a frequency. The wind came up, I got to change low-cut filter, I got to change mic pre-gain. It's a lunch break, I want to power them down. All those kind of things. You don't have to even talk to the talent. From the camera position at up to about a 30-foot range, you can just remote control everything on this transmitter and change it all.
That's nice, especially in the scenario where you don't want to have that communication to interrupt whatever's happening in the scene.
And this is a full two-channel diversity tuner receiver. So we believe in what's called diversity reception to absolutely prevent dropouts, but the best way to do diversity reception is for each channel to have two identical receiving circuits with their own antenna, both tuned to the transmitter. And there's a little circuit that says, are you better, are you better, are you better, are you better? And it's always switching back and forth to the better. So inside of this two-channel receiver, there's actually 4 separate tuner sections. Because if you can't rely on your audio and not have to be worried about dropouts, what good is it? You'll always be worried it's going to ruin your shot. And we do not want dropouts.
Totally. Well, so Andy, there's a lot there. I'm sure there's more online as well. Where's the best place for our audience to find out additional information on some of the updates, some of the great things that you guys are doing here?
Sony.com/ProAudio.
And that will lead them to kind of these products that we've kind of talked
the
about.
whole professional audio product line for Sony. You can drill down to wireless microphones, look at the digital stuff, look at the analog stuff. Just if I could, one last thing.
Yeah, show us.
Introduced in the UWPD series, which is our analog with DSP processing, and arguably at a slightly lower price point than the full digital stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. We like that.
We have a new 2-channel analog wireless slot-in receiver that also can go into a shoulder cam and have direct digital audio interface into the camera. However, our most kind of interesting new receiver is this new battery-operated 2-channel portable receiver that would fit onto our smaller cameras from our X70, X160s, X180s, 200s, all those cameras. But this has 2 complete independent wireless channels for 2 talent wirelessly, but it has a built-in mixer function, so you can take either of those channels and send it out output 1 or out output 2 or out both, and second for the same channel. But we've even gone really past that. We've added an additional microphone input right on the receiver itself. So that means if you were a cameraman, director, producer, and interviewer behind the camera, you can now put on your own lav, plug it into that receiver on the camera, and have your questions recorded in full fidelity and mix it in with your 2 on-screen wireless talents.
You don't have to come in post and line that up. It's already all done.
Or you can even put into that microphone input a stereo plug-in microphone
and pick that up.
But capture stereo ambience of wherever it is you are. A giant rally, a sporting event, a emergency situation with fire trucks flying all around.
Yeah.
All mixed down into a 2-channel camera.
It sounds like you guys are just trying to make it easier and make the final product better.
Right. And
we're into that.
The final word is photogs. They care about video, and I apologize for saying, but sometimes a little bit more than audio. So They turn on their cameras and they just hope that wireless audio works. Anytime a photog shows up at a new location at a new time, you should do a new clear channel scan to find the absolute quietest frequency and use that. But if it's too difficult to do that, you won't do it. These are meant to be as simple as possible. Yeah. Auto set on a menu, infrared, hold up the transmitter, finds the quietest frequency, and you're done.
That's awesome.
I'm done.
Awesome, Andy. We really appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
What was the site again to find more?
Sony.com/ProAudio.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. If you have any questions, just put a question in the comment below. We'll link your site here.
Perfect.
So it'll have that there for you. And if you have any questions, they can always hit you guys up on social.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.